Well, it's certainly better than it ever was. There's more programs for you to get involved with wildlife. You know, we had to sort of make do on our own when I was young. We still used to go and see wildlife, but it wasn't organised, not like it is today, like Froglife and other things that, you know.
There's a fantastic book by Richard Louv called Last Child in the Woods, Saving Our Children from Nature Deficit Disorder. And I thought that phrase, nature deficit disorder, really captures something key, something really important. And I mean, if you look at the viewing figures for David Attenborough documentaries, for all of these amazingly sort of the charismatic megafauna on TV, people are glued to it. And there's a real risk that they'll think that is enough to get people absorbed into wildlife. And I'm really keen that people switch off the screens and go and get muddy and go and feel the stuff themselves. And I think if we can find something to really get a hold of, something we can see, this is why I think the hedgehog is so important. This is why I think toads have got that capacity, because you can get close to them.
You need freedom to go and explore and find wildlife. Although I'm sure there are trips organised by school, but I don't think families do it and groups of children do it as we used to do it. It's all bound up in this freedom that we have.
And I think all children should have the opportunity to be out in the fresh air, to see what's around them, to appreciate what's around them. If the kids get out in the countryside, or indeed out in their back garden sometimes, they can see things which are far more gratifying from their own perspective. I'm lucky enough, I'm a warden at a local nature reserve, so consequently I take children pond dipping and sweep netting and things. And you get a view of kids which is quite unusual really. Some kids just love it. They absolutely thrive on it. They don't want to go away. They want to carry on catching things and getting muddy. Others, they're itching to get their mobile phones out of their pockets so that they can play a game or text their mates. What you need to do is get everybody, for some of the time, all these kids for some of the time, to be actually interested in what's around them. How you do it, I don't know.
It's quite hard to think that, like, we wouldn't be able to live without a television or a mobile phone or computer or something, but they said that they were happy with the things they had.
Unless children have the chance to experience nature in their early days, they may grow up just not really having any sense of the wild and outdoors. And there is increasing worry about, of course, children spending too much time inside doing sedentary activities like computer games and so on, rather than being active.
From talking to the older people, I learned that the things that they did in the past was so different to what we do right now, because we've got computers and all TVs and all that, but they went out pond dipping and all that. I think there's good things about both of our childhoods. Like when they were young, they had so many adventures and all that, but now we've got computers, TVs, and we're quite busy with that. But they did so many outdoor activities. Theirs is probably better.
From talking to the older people, I learnt that a lot has changed since then and now, and there isn't as much wildlife now as there was back then.
It was really nice meeting the older people because it was a chance that we don't normally get, and it was especially nice for me because I got to meet someone who was turning 100 the day after. I think that they're lucky because they seem to have more freedom to go different places outside, but we're luckier because of all the technology we have.
I think they were luckier because they didn't have to worry about health and safety and all of that. And also they had a lot more things to do than now. That they could climb trees and do conquer fights and throw snowballs without having to worry about people saying you can't do that anymore.